Hey guys, Will here, and this video is a video on mealworms for your reptiles, mainly on bearded dragons, but really an overall thing for just your reptiles that obviously would eat mealworms. So Ruby and Scooby here, I've fed them mealworms for a while, for a few months. When they were old enough to digest them. Not straight, obviously, just as like an occasional treat, and they'd always go crazy for them. But now, I've stopped feeding them mealworms for over 2 weeks now, and the reason for this is because mealworms are really addictive. So they'll just eat mealworms and they won't eat anything else. So this is why a lot of people have trouble getting their dragons to eat salad and just a variety of foods, especially when they feed them mealworms, because yeah, like I said, they're really addictive. So Ruby and Scooby, like Ruby doesn't eat at all. Like she hasn't eaten in ages. She still looks fat, but she hasn't eaten in a long time, unless I get a mealworm and then she'll go crazy for it, and then I pull a cockroach out, she'll think it's a mealworm. But yeah, she hasn't been eating at all, and Scooby just occasionally eats 3 cockroaches. So yeah, just a word of advice: if you're gonna feed your bearded dragons mealworms, I still recommend feeding the mealworms. It's just don't do it often at all. Maybe probably once a week, maybe just one every week or so. But even that might be too often, because then they might get addicted to it or something. But if you do notice that they are not eating as much of the other food or something like that, I'd definitely stop for a while, and then start it up again. But they are a good source of fat for them, so they're good, but they're just really addictive. And then I'll just show you quickly. So you can see here, I have a bunch of mealworms. The reason I got so many is because obviously I haven't been feeding them. But I got 2 types in here. I've got just the normal ones, so these types of beetles, and the smaller mealworms, like the common mealworms. I'm not sure if I have any though. Okay, here's one. Just this one. It's fully grown. Then I got the giant mealworms in there. And just a tip also, if you are going to feed the mealworms, try and get the ones that have shedded, because then they don't have the hard carapace. I don't think I pronounced that right. I think it's just shed. Yeah, try and get the ones that have shed, because they don't have the hard carapace, and it'll be a lot easier for them to digest it. And the central netters, I haven't fed them any yet, obviously because they're too small, but I'll only be feeding them mealworms when they're almost fully grown. They can digest them properly, and when I will only feed them mealworms probably once a month or so, and only in a small amount. So yeah, I'll also tell you another story. When I first got Little Red, he wouldn't eat. So what I did is I started feeding him a few mealworms, and he only ate mealworms. And this is before I knew fully that they were addictive or whatever. So yeah, he just wouldn't eat anything but mealworms. So he'd basically starve unless I fed him mealworms. So this was before I moved him out here, outside. And then he met Daisy and whatever, and then he saw her eating, and then yeah, he just got into it. Daisy, on the other hand, who's over there, just there. Daisy just eats literally anything. She's just a pig. She's what a bearded dragon should be. Like, she will eat anything. Like, yeah, she's just like the best type of bearded dragon you could ask for. But then Little Red, on the other hand, he's tiny, and he doesn't eat much unless it's like on the rare occasion. Yeah, so I'd really stay away from mealworms as much as you can. But they are good for fattening up bearded dragons, like if they're going to lay eggs, or fattening up if they're outside and they need to be fat for the warmth or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to try and get these guys some crickets for variety. Crickets aren't as good as bush cockroaches, or woodies, but they're okay. They're still a lot better than mealworms for like nutrition. So yeah, hopefully they'll eat those and then they'll just like not forget, but set aside mealworms for a long time. So thanks for watching. See ya.